So, hi everyone and welcome to my channel. Special warm welcome if you're brand new here. I am KiwiSimsKate. Kiwi because I'm from New Zealand, Sims because I love The Sims, and Kate because that is my name. I have to start this speed build off really quickly by apologizing about the delay in getting this video out. I've been struck with some illness. I'm also in the process of buying a house with my partner. It's kind of, it's a bit manic. So I had to just step away a little bit from my content creation briefly, just to take care of a few things. I'm hopefully back on my regular schedule now, so once every 2 weeks I should have a speed build out for you. I've already got my next one in the works, but this one today is something I've been meaning to do for a while actually. It is a renovation project on my very first speed build that I uploaded to YouTube. So if you go to my channel, I'll also link it below in the comments, so you can just click and go straight there, and I'll pop it right here in the video. You can go back to my first YouTube speed build, which is pretty basic. It's not the most complicated home. It's just a cute 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, little brick home, and I was inspired. It's by no means based on a house that I've lived in, but the people who I imagine live there, they're based on myself as a teenager and my mum, because when I was a teenager, from about 12 years old, I think I was, probably 12 or 13, I just lived with my mum, and I wanted to build something to kind of remember that time, and I needed something as well that was going to inspire me to do my first speed build, and that was kind of the first thing that came to mind. So today I thought it would be kind of fun to go back, look at what I made, and create something just a little bit more epic. I definitely use a lot more money in this build, but I tried not to go too fancy either. I wanted it to feel like not necessarily realistic, because I've changed the whole house from like all brick to now only part brick and timber. So I don't necessarily think it would be a realistic renovation, but I also didn't want this new home to feel too fancy or too expensive. Because the idea of the first build as well was that it was a little bit modest, it's for a single mum and her child. So yeah, I wanted to keep it fairly modest still, although this new version is definitely a lot fancier than the first build, I think. It's also just, I can't believe in just over a year how different my building is. I looked back at this build and I thought, oh no. I'm so glad I've had a lot of practice over the last year. I've been building in The Sims for a long time, for years, but not really regularly until I started my YouTube channel and until I started streaming on Twitch. So I've probably built more over the last year in The Sims than I have in my life in The Sims. So it's been a big year and I've made a lot of progress. I'm quite proud of myself. I don't change the layout of this house at all, but I do change the backyard. So I change the fencing up. I completely gut the landscaping. I think I keep like one element or two elements of the landscaping. I keep this debug pot with flowers at the back, and I also keep the that debug or live edit square, I don't know what you would call it, but raised grass section. I keep that, but I put new plants in it. I actually properly finish the landscaping at the end of the build before the screenshots. So I do get just like a shape of what the backyard's going to be like, and then I move on to the interior. I didn't really struggle with this build. I found it kind of easy to update, maybe because when I went back to look at this house I was so unhappy with it. I just found it so dull and plain compared to my more recent builds, and I think that's also just practice, and I think my style has now become a lot more matchy, unless I'm purposefully trying to not be matchy. I do tend to go matchy in my Sims builds because I just kind of think it looks better, especially when it comes to taking screenshots. I think that, yeah, they're really enhanced when you've got a really cohesive color palette through the house, or at least in each room. So yeah, I change a lot inside. I use loads of cottage living. I also had a lot of fun playing around with some of the new items and build and buy items from the high school years pack. It's been a while, but I still haven't properly kind of looked through everything in that pack, and I keep seeing screenshots in people's Instagrams of rooms that they've built with the high school years pack, and there are some amazing objects that I cannot wait to use. There's all that new kind of like cane furniture, which is very chic and kind of in at the moment in real life, and I love that they've incorporated that into this pack. Yeah, it kind of throws me back to the 90s as well. There's a lot of stuff in there that when I was growing up, I remember would have been in fashion as well. And it's kind of come full circle already, which is a bit scary. But I do use a few items from the high school years pack, particularly in the teens room and the lounge set in the living room as well. But I first kind of figure out the kitchen, and the kitchen the shape of it doesn't really change much, but I do add, I switch out all the counters, the fridge, everything basically. I was also trying to use kind of budget-friendly items in the old build, in the very first build that I did, whereas here I really did not care about cost at all. I just wanted to throw money at it without being too opulent. You know, it's clearly still a modest family home, but I wasn't paying attention at all to the budget of this house. So I don't remember how much it's worth in total, I'm afraid. I don't think it's too bad, just seeing as it's only a 2-bedroom small like bungalow. So it should be okay. Maybe for your Sims second house. Yeah, possibly. So this is the living area. I switch out the furniture to use this high school years sofa set with this beautiful blue, this like powder blue. I love it. I love all the swatches that these sofas come in, actually. And then I use a little bit of the new high school years clutter as well in that side table. I loved using these vertical blinds that are in that cream color on one of the side, on the big window at the front. I don't use them often, and when I see them in other people's builds, they look really good, and I just forget to use them, I think. So I use them here, and I didn't want to clutter up the room too much. It's not a huge space, so I just put a few decorations in like the corners and things. I find it really hard to leave a corner bare in The Sims. It's got to have something. Generally, it's either a plant or a floor lamp or like one of those corner shelving units. So yeah, I have this impulse to fill up every corner of a room. And then I move on to the parents' room. which obviously can fit 2 Sims if you want 2 Sims living here. It was just the original build I'd based on a single mother and her daughter. So that was just what I had in mind when I was furnishing it. But it's a double bed, so you could fit 2 Sims in here. A little bit of decoration. I love that candle decoration that's like a tray with a candle and a few other objects. I love clutter pieces like that are more than just one thing, that are like a little group of things, and it's kind of a perfect size as well. This object that I'm placing now with the succulents and things, the 3 pots with the stack of books, but it's just the one object. I find that a little big and bulky often. So I really love that little candle object that I use on the side of the bed. It's one of my favorites, I think. I also used a bit of nifty knitting stuff in this house. I thought maybe they're a little bit crafty and maybe they make a bunch of decorations themselves for the house, this family. I thought, maybe the mum and daughter share a lot in common, which would be quite cute. Then I moved to the teens room, which of course could be a child or a teen or an adult even if you wanted. I used the, I don't know what it's called, escaping window, I guess. The window that your Sims can climb in and out of. However, I do have to say that I believe you can't go out of the window from inside the home if it's on the ground floor of a house. If it's on the first floor, I think you can if you have all the right kind of objects with it, the climbing frame on the outside. But I have played in one of my saves with a window like this on the ground floor, and someone actually climbed into the house from the outside. So it does work like that. And I just thought, I just like the shape of the window anyway, so I wanted to use it. And decorate with a bunch of other teen related things, a cork board, a laptop, lots of wall objects and some cute lamps. And then I move on to the bathroom, and the bathroom was kind of like yellow and white, and just it was not great. And I also think it didn't have a window, so now it has a window. It's a little bit brighter. The tiles are brighter. I use this amazing wall tile from high school years. It actually came in quite a few really nice swatches, but I use this light blue, purpley, pink kind of swatch. I adore it. I think it's so gorgeous. Just have quite a simple bathroom, but it makes it look so much larger than the old bathroom, using like the glass shower, for example. Previously, I think I had the vampires shower tub combo, and that always takes up a lot more space. I moved back into the kitchen. I have a habit of doing this. I like to get a sense of the room, where things are going to go, but I often leave cluttering until later. So I did add there a few more things in the kitchen just to clutter up the bench. Bread box, dishes, drying rack, smoke alarm. You've got to be safe, even in The Sims. And then I think about what I want to do in the hallway here. I definitely wanted them to have a bookcase, and I also used this, I think it was from Laundry Day. It might have been Eco Lifestyle, actually. The what kind of looks like a laundry room set of shelving, and then a little dining hutch by the back door, and a rubbish bin, because I nearly forgot a rubbish bin in the kitchen, which is pretty standard for me. I often forget that. I even often forget fridges in the kitchen, which is ridiculous, but hey, what are you gonna do? That's just me. Cluttering up a few of the surfaces, and at the front door as well, I placed a coat rack, I believe, umbrella stand, and one of those, it's technically bathroom clutter or shelving, but I thought it looked okay at the front door, so I added it there. And then I moved to the outside, starting with the front and the porch area. So I gave them a little chess table. They can have some more activities, I thought, because although it's a small house, I still, I wanted them to be able to hang out at home and have plenty to do. There's a kind of random porch on the side of the house. That's the one that leads to the climbable window. So as far as I know at this moment when I'm recording this, Sims can climb into it, but I think your Sim can't climb out of it. As I said, I think you have to be in the next level up to be able to use those climbing windows to exit the house. I could be wrong. Let me know if it's changed at all, but in my experience when I played a couple of weeks ago, I wasn't able to get my Sim out of the house using the ground floor window. Then I add some landscaping. So I wanted this to feel a bit cute, kind of cottagey, but maybe sort of still a little bit urban and cottagey. So I pick out some colours. I just stick with the pink hydrangeas, and then I use these adorable small, I think they're supposed to be roses, I'm not sure, small rose bushes from Cottage Living, and a pink swatch as well, and then just make everything else green. So some kind of ground cover, I guess it's called, from Island Living, some round bulbous hedging, which I think is base game. Yeah, it's base game. And then do the same on the side of the house just to make it a bit cohesive. And then the back I leave fairly plain. Now, when I built the first version of this house last year, the adult that I envisioned living here was really into gardening, and I still kind of have that in the back of my mind, but I didn't give them any planters. I don't think, I think I had planned to, and then I forgot, and then I thought, that's fine, I'll just make that part of it. So there are no planters or anything to actually do any gardening, but I wanted to add a chicken coop, so I did. So your Sims can have maybe a couple of chickens back here. You probably wouldn't want too many in this space, but it's all fenced, so they should hopefully not run away. And you've got a barbecue and an outdoor table, and the wind chimes, which I love the sound of them, but often when I've played the game, I felt really disappointed that my Sims don't like the sound of the wind chimes. Yeah, it's a problem. We're coming up on the end of the video soon, so if you want to download this build, you can find it on the EA Gallery under KiwiSimsKate. And if you enjoyed it, please do give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. It really helps and encourages me to keep going and keep making more videos. You can follow me on twitch.tv/KiwiSimsKate, where I go live twice a week. And Twitter and Instagram, my handles are also KiwiSimsKate. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Take care out there. Bye.